akiwa hewani. Now let's come back home and go straight to Mombasa Sports Club, where Harlequin are the driftwood 7th champions, of course, after beating KCB RFC in the final. Take a look at how the tries were scored at the Mombasa Sports Club. And of course, that is KCB, of course, falling to Queens in the final. Kinyua, this is your forte. We are seeing a resurgent Harlequin. What are the contributing factors, probably, before going to the integrity?
Total overhaul of the team. Kudos to what Pau Murunga is doing with Kenya Harlequins. You know, a few seasons ago, they were not good enough even to feature in the top 4 sides. But he started doing recruitment. That's when the likes of Vakina Monomalo, Lucky the World, who've been the standout players for Kenya Harlequins. What's happening also is, I have to say, William Baka is behind the scenes helping the boys. You know, he retired officially. He's now back at, you know, the club that raised him, so to say, and he's helping with the development of the Sevens program. What we've seen this season is a lot of consistency from Kenya Harlequins, because they've made the finals in 4 of the last 5 legs of the National Sevens circuit, which you know shows what exactly they're doing. It's the informed team. They lost narrowly in the opening leg, that's the Christie's, in the final. Came back to win in Kakamega, did well in Dala, but you know fell to Cabras, and they've again showed that they're really the team to beat. I dare say the team that is going to carry the overall title.
Harlequin.
Yes.
Saying the team to beat.
Definitely, because we've seen what's happening with Cabras Sugar and KCB. Is it's not that KCB and Cabras Sugar have gone down in terms of quality. Other teams have stepped up. When you look,
is a good thing for
which is a good thing for the game, it's a very good thing for the league. When you look at performance of Kenya Harlequins, it's been exceptional. Look at what Catholic monks have been doing throughout the whole circuit. Look at Black Blood. Blood yesterday finished 3rd by beating Cabras in the 3rd place playoff. That shows you the level of competitiveness that is in the National Sevens circuit. The National Sevens technical bench is going to have a very hard time selecting the next batch of players who are going to be in camp, because we have young players who are really knocking on the door. Yes, we saw the return of Olympians, the likes of Samuel Asati back at KCB. King Jojo Oro was having a very good weekend in Mombasa for the Strathmore Leos. We saw what Vincent Onyala can bring to the team. But then again, we have the guys like Lucky the World, the diminutive fullback at Kenya Harlequins. We have Emono Omalo. We have Patrick Odongo again showing his brilliance in Mombasa. He was literally on fire for the Daystar Falcons. So it's going to be a very hard thing for the technical bench now to come up with a team that is going to go in camp in readiness for the start of the season, which is a welcome headache, because we were talking about now developing a second team. We saw what happened with the Morans when they went to Mauritius. It was not a very good performance. So this now shows that we have the pool of talent that we can now nurture collectively and have a very good team for the national side.
Actually, from here we head to Prince Law, which is Nakuru. Shitera, probably your thought. I don't know whether you support KCB. I don't know where you belong. No, you're a Cabras guy.
Cabras guy.
Miwa ilitafuno.
Nafikiri the weather also did not work for us. But again,
that's engine Virat talking now.
another version of.
But again, these teams, especially KCB, is lacking that consistency. But as Kinyo said, that other teams are watching and they are stepping up. I like the competition. You see, when you have 4 or 5 tips to competing for top honors, then it brings the beauty of the game rather than going to watch and having a predetermined results that Cabras will carry the day.
Absolutely.
So when competition comes up, it's good for talent, good for the national team. I love what is also coming up in Sia's team, the All Saints. At a college level, they should also step up and join the Monks.
Actually, their team is playing in Division 2.
Yeah.
Embu RFC is playing in Division 2, and I think they are number 4, which is a very good performance, going by what happened. Already the Division 2 title by there has already been won by Kabarak, who played a very dirty but all the same tactical game. Yeah. They've gotten to 5 finals, but never won any final until yesterday. Now, the reason as to why they did that, because when you win that final, you get promoted to the Division 1, which means you lose standings for Division 2. Now, there's more money to be won being the overall leader or Division 2 than there is to be won in Division 1 for a team like Kabarak.
I think what is more exciting is heading to Prince Lou, we have KCB mathematically in the game. Yes, somehow, if they get it right at the Prince Lou, they can still win the overall title. So, and Harlequin are saying, yesterday I was listening to Coach Pau, and he was saying that we have shown that it is in our hands. So we are going all out to go take it. So it's going to be very exciting to see how KCB are going to fight. And the captain yesterday, OJ, was talking about, finishing strongly after, and actually they were saying in the final yesterday, what happened is that they lost concentration just before the end of the match, and that's how Harlequin won it. But the most exciting news is that we are talking about a possibility of Harlequin winning and KCB actually behind them in the points, and not even Cabras. This is what we have been lacking all the time. And I remember one time in this set I said that probably some of the teams would require now maybe a regional tournament so that they get some challenges. But from within, now we have some good challenge. And we want to see, really, what Kenya said is critical, how Coach Bling is going to respond when choosing the next team. Because I was hearing some of the stakeholders, the sponsors there in Mombasa, they were saying that now we challenge the technical bench the moment they'll be picking their team to look at these young talents who are coming up. And that is what we want to see. I know Bling is always very dynamic. You saw what he did when he came first in the team, picking players who had not been given a chance before. And I want to believe that going forward, we are going to see more of that.
Oh, I think the coach saying that they relaxed twice, but again, the team coming from behind twice and winning the tournament, that means that you have a place that there's a leakage, so you need to feel it. And then something else is that the last time the Queens won this title was in 2016, and then coming up, I know a lot of teams went really down during COVID, and then now they're trying to stability is coming in, and we can see now they're coming out. So for me, congrats to the Queens. Ni neighbors wangu, by the way.
You are taking credit for
But something.
So congrats to them and what they're doing, and I know even in Nakuru we're going to win that.
Something to add on to what
Umehama Cabras.
Nimesema tu ni neighbors wangu hapa na Cabras ni
umesema we are going to win in Nakuru.
Cabras walitolewa wapi?
To add on what Zita is saying, it's very true. After the 2020, the COVID-19 period, so many community clubs were really affected. That's why you saw corporate clubs were the ones that were doing good because they had constant sponsorship. But for community clubs, they were really hit because their sponsorship comes from, having a stable community. And that's why you see now these community clubs are coming back. And I was speaking to the Kisumu RFC head coach. They didn't even travel to Driftwood because it was not, he was telling me, when you look at the cost of going down to Mombasa, it's equal to taking care of a few Kenya Cup games. So
so they rather concentrate on the league.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, let's shift gears, albeit briefly, to the courts, the polls, and the election roadmap. And one man, Sami Kempes Owino, seems to be unhappy with the FKF elections roadmap. Let's take a listen to what Kempes had to say.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. That's just symptomatic of our problems. It makes no sense.
Because you have contracts and you travel, have you tried something just Sammy is what Kenya can never have in terms of he's a technician, then he's an administrator. Because I've followed the way he's run his business. He's not coming here in Kenya to look at FIFA money, to look at what money can give him, what football can give him.
The only sensible path forward to normalizing the state of football is institution of normalization committee by FIFA. This path will immunize current election process against actual and possible judicial challenges. These challenges are inevitable in view of current situation of football, regardless of who wins the upcoming elections.
That's Sammy Kempezo, ex-international, not really happy with the roadmap. Shitera, no room for debate, quite time, just in 40 seconds. Does Kempes have ground in what he's saying?
He has ground because we saw from the AGM it aborted because some stakeholders felt that they were locked out. Now they were allowed into the SGM. It's moving on, but Kempes is feeling that someone is really blocking my way. Probably he has seen ahead that he might be blocked based on the clauses in the code that might be changed. So he's also moving ahead of the game. And these are the things that will really affect our football. And I repeat, let us give dialogue a chance so that all stakeholders come together. We know give and take is what will move football forward. Calling for dialogue.
Isia, you covered this SGM or the General Assembly sitting. And of course, stakeholders rubber stamped. These policies, if I may call them. What do you make of Kempes' move to go to CAS? That's the Arbitration Court of Sports in Switzerland, Lausanne, Switzerland. Where does it leave us? Could we see again this prolong?
Yeah, I don't know why this one is coming to the tail end, and because we like talking about it. But essentially, to say this, Swila, Kempes has the right to do that. Anytime people go to have interpretation of the law in courts, when it is done with good motive, it enhances the conversation. It adds to the nutrients of the sport, because what maybe we have been arguing about here in terms of the SDT and the debates among the stakeholders, we are going to hear what CAS has to say about it in Switzerland. Nonetheless, the good man, Kempes, and I know good men, how they look like. As a good man. As a good man. I know how good men look like. He looks like a good man. But one problem I have is that he is coming to question the electoral code after the SGM. This is what I would expect of a person who wants to run for the top job. The moment the agenda is sent out to the delegates who are supposed to come and discuss and pass, as a person who is running for the top job, you should be able to have delegates within who tell you this is among the agenda, that we are going to be discussing the electoral code. So that you have your foot soldiers tell them, when you go there, please protest against this. But when people go and pass an electoral code with over 80 votes among the 94 delegates available, then later you come and say you want to go to court, then it means that it's like you are you are getting information late. So basically, this to say, Sweden, it goes as saying we are going to have elections delayed because of this, because CAS is not going to be in a hurry. Absolutely. They're going to take their time. And this means what Kempes mentioned there could be the biggest score that could be achieved if really FIFA was to agree with that proposal, that because we don't need to continue managing the game, we need maybe another body to come in and help. I think that is the best that can be scored by the likes of Kempes for now, as we head to January, Chan.
Can you in 20 seconds?
So many people have been calling for a normalization committee, and this is going to drag on and on. And it's quite unfortunate that when it comes to the management of football in this country, it has to be there has to be a lot of fights and all these push and pull. But I'll say what is happening is, the beauty about it is we have people who have run sports interested in our football. What we're supposed to be doing is not blocking these people from doing that. It is laying foundations or laying strategies that are going to ensure that even though we have what what we've been referring to, the act that is there now from the Sports Act 2013, we also provide room for growth, because now we cannot, law is not made to just get people stuck onto one thing. So I think it's something that can only be solved by dialogue, as Shitera said, and the more we drag this issue, the more we're going to lag behind as a country.
If I hear you, let's have it all inclusive.
Yes, let's have it all inclusive. And if we have to have a normalization committee, then we get our house in order, and then we can move on as a country.
I hear you.
And today